Hey gang, Scott here. In this video, we're taking a look at a photo I took 10 plus years ago, maybe 10 and a half now, and had done whatever I'd done processing wise on it back then. And I redid the photo recently, like an hour ago actually, because I saw the photo very differently, and it got me thinking this is interesting because we're always growing as photographers, and what we captured, what we saw in our past may look different now as you've changed and hopefully matured as a visual storyteller. So I thought it'd be interesting to walk through this, and this is like right in line with what I've been building up to for this video course I'll be releasing next month, and it really comes down to these selective targeted adjustments that is so important to telling a story. And this old photo from 10 years ago and how I approached it versus now is a great example of why targeting adjustments and really crafting your photo is important. So let's have a look at this. So this is the photo I took 10 plus years ago, and the structure of it, the bones of it are good. Composition is always important, and the before and after. Okay, so it looks like I did some kind of auto button, lens correction, and something just to dim down the top. And that's it. That's really it. There's nothing else going on in the photo here. I actually found another photo right next to it. It's the same photo. I must have pushed it through some kind of plug-in, because I move over to that one and you can see, all right, it's the same photo, but the water got softer, and then, there's some kind of Orton look, and obviously the forest got richer. It didn't have as much of the warm tones here, even that's not that warm, but it got cooler and definitely diffused. And okay, that's what I did back then. It was very global. I did have a little bit of masking at the very top, but that was it. And now when I look at this photo, just looking at this one here, what I really more see is the center part really being where the action is. I see an opportunity for a hint of light at the end of kind of like a semi-dark tunnel through the forest. I see that this rock in the foreground, that's where a viewer could be standing and thinking of themselves looking through the scene. This angle here through the midground, I'll call it, where there's a lot of the very bright whitewash, and to me that's a little distracting. It doesn't have enough separation between the rock in the foreground and the background. And so thinking about all those things and then leveraging selective adjustments, I took another crack at editing. Let's walk through the just at a high level. What did I do? What did I accent to see how the look got built up to create what I think is a newer, more compelling image. So here is the new edit, and to me this is certainly a stronger photo. Definitely has less of that soft feel to it. It's not as dreamy. There's more crispness in the forest, but the attention is here and keeping a little bit of accent on this piece in the foreground. And the key to that, again, selective adjustments. Let me bring up the masking area here. You can see I've got, I don't know what it is, 7, 8, 9 masks on here, all added up. These are the global adjustments. All right, warmer than the other one, certainly not as dreamy, but still very bright. And really kind of everything is having like the same emphasis as far as what's grabbing your eyes. And then after, all right, I am definitely guiding my viewer here, almost a little bit of leading line. And some of those things I talked about, which I'll walk through this masking stack here to see how to downplay all of that. But one more time, just before the before and after with the masks, before all those masks, basic global adjustments, click a few buttons, you click auto, you get these things pretty quickly. But then you add in your masking, and then after, very different story. So let's turn off all these things here. I'm just going to go from top to bottom. We'll turn all of them off. I've labeled them so that it makes it easier to walk through here. But cool the water down. All right, temper that down. Let that kind of sink to the forest floor, and then the vegetation gets a little more detail. The background gets cooled. Now we're bringing those greens back in, but chose to keep the foreground a little warm. I wanted those little yellow flecks of whatever these pine needles. They're not pine needles. There's something falling off the trees. Vignette the top. So darken the top half, not the bottom half. Pushing your eye down. You're looking here. Now the sun glow. Watch the back of the forest right there. adding a little bit of glow like that sun that's trying to push through an otherwise gray morning. If it were throwing a little more warmth down here, what would that look like before and after? Just accenting. There's a pathway. This is the way through the forest. You're gonna find your way out of this otherwise lovely place. Basic vignette, and then little accent to the foreground rock. That's where my viewer would be standing. This water burn. Watch that water cross that diagonal. Downplaying that, I have now better separation. This rock and these cascades. That bright whitewash isn't getting in the way. And then a little more burning on the cascades here, just adding some of that local contrast so that the whites of the whitewash are popping more, and the darker wet stone is receding. So again, all that added up before and after. To me, it's a much more interesting photo, a much more interesting story that's in the photo. So again, this was a reminder to me, and I wanted to share it with you about how we're always growing as photographers. And the bones of our photo can be strong, but the way we decide to interpret it when we're in the digital darkroom can be very different. One more time, looking at the 10 years ago Scott here versus today in 2025, very different feels, and I think this is. It's a photo. The composition is strong. I got that going for me here. But the interpretation and the story here is so much stronger. And you've heard me say this on my channel tons of times. It's selective adjustment. It is targeting certain things with certain types of dodges, burns. It all comes down to highlights and shadows and emphasizing the differences between those, guiding your viewer through a scene. I hope you found the video useful. And if you got questions, go ahead and drop them below. Until next time, my name's Scott Davenport. Have fun.